Morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m. It's November 8th. November 8th. Welcome to my channel. This market, pretty excited over a new president. Gapping up, gapping up, gapping up, and keeps pushing higher. Obviously, this market could correct. This market could move sideways. Bunch of different ways that it can just hold these prices. Okay. So we have some supply formed overnight, but I think we might be looking for another leg higher. We'll have to see. It could be a bull trap. We'll talk about that later. All right. So, any news? Well, the FOMC came out yesterday. I mean, quarter point cut. That was expected. Then there was a bunch of talk about if Trump's going to fire Powell, and he said he can't. What else happened? I think we're going to get more cuts before the end of the year. Have to check at that. I think there is an FOMC in December. That's it. All right. Well, let's get right into it. Welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the markets, along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. All helps me find structure in the markets. That's my edge, and it's the way I look at the markets. Okay. So every day I do this at 8:10 a.m. Hopefully, you can join me. Subscribe, sit and learn, have a cup of coffee, have a cup of tea, drive to work, get the recap from me. Get the market news, get the economic calendar, get the leaders and the laggards of the morning, right? Enjoy your cup of joe with me. And we go over what happened yesterday. And we go over the story of the markets. Story of the markets, folks. Okay? So, at 8:10 every day, you join me, right? And we go over the stuff I mentioned. But then at 8:30, I like to call it the main event. That's when I do the analysis on the NASDAQ and the ES futures. Okay, and that gives me a roadmap or a blueprint for my trades, right? And then once the market opens, there's a whole nother analysis that has to happen, right? And now you guys aren't with me at the open. However, I make trading videos, and I've been dropping 4 videos I've just dropped in a row. Okay, the last one was a pretty big winner. Okay, they're very educational, and I tell you why exactly I took them. I give you the trade criteria. I feel like my layout and my template for this videos are very educational and very easy to see what I did. Okay, so check them out. All right, I post them on my X at Gonzo719. You can also check out my YouTube shorts. Okay, I also post them on TikTok. Right, that's Gonzo719 Trader. Okay, and hopefully you guys enjoy my content and you smash the like button. All right. So, with that being said, let's get right into the watch list here, the futures, and see what's going on in this market. Okay, let's see what's going on. Let's check it out. Who's leading the pack? We have Ether up 0.83. 30-year bonds being bought. That should send yields lower. The dollar's up 0.40. The Dow is flat. ES is down 0.06. Russell down 0.22. Nasdaq's down 0.24. Gold's down 0.30. Silver down 0.66. 10-year yield down 0.70. Bitcoin down 0.75. The VIX is down 1.58. We're under 15 VIX. Crude. Crude is in the worst trade location you can be. It's literally in the middle of the range of the last year. Okay, it's down 1.62. All right, moving on to the Mag 7 Plus. Let's see what we have going on here. Okay, Coinbase up 0.53. Boeing up 0.46. Tesla's up 0.32. Eli Lilly. I did nibble on Eli Lilly close to the open yesterday. It just was, I nibbled on it. So it was bouncing off that 769 level. So I had to get a little taste of that yesterday. But again, no financial advice here, no financial advisor. It's just what I did. Very small nibble. It's very expensive stock. So what else here? JP Morgan up 0.26. Nvidia's up 0.09. All right, now laggard. Microsoft down 0.20, AMD down 0.23, Meta's down 0.29, Google down 0.46, and Broadcom down 0.90. Now, Taiwan Semiconductors came out and said, or somebody said, demand for the AI chips, we'll get into it, has lowered, or they have to get approval, something like that. So semis taking a little bit of a hit from that. Okay. Moving on, top sector stocks. Who's leading the pack? We have Home Depot. Home Depot is up 0.93%, followed by Walmart, Costco, McDonald's. They're not up that much, right? Is there any real laggard? Let's see. Really, Cat down 0.30, and Qualcomm, a semi, like I said, down 0.53. Okay, nothing. I mean, that's a little negative news for semis. It's not stopping Nvidia at all-time highs, right? Let's look at the swing trade list and look at some stuff here. Super Microcomputers is up. It's been getting hammered. That's up 5.49%. Viva, that is one stock I bought that is moving pretty nicely this morning. I'm hoping it can break out of this level here. So that was one of my faves on the dip to buy. Again, not financial advice. I mean, obviously I bought it a while ago. I think at like 180. So looking pretty good. Chewy's up 3.31, Lucid up 0.315, NRG up 3.11, Expedia up 2.8, MicroStrategy's up 1.14, Bank of America got an upgrade, it's up 1.07, Taiwan Semiconductors up 1%, even though they said that news. Okay, now let's look at laggards. Trade Desk down 9.53%. I believe that's Cloudflare down 6.44%. Airbnb, I believe they reported earnings. They're down 6.36%. I believe this is Arista down 4.64%. Monster Energy down 4.46%. DraftKings down 4.34%. Alibaba down 3.92%. Donald Trump stock down 3.23%. Fortinet down 3.20%. Alcoa down 3.04%. Unity Software down 2.97%. What else here? That's Bath and Body Works down 2.39%. Ring Central down 2%. I think that's John Deere down 2%. Enphase down 1.52%. SoundHound down 1.44%. Las Vegas Sands down 1.2%. Now, China did some. I'll talk about that later. China did something for their government, so I guess they're not liking that. Let's see. Chris Therapeutics down 1.12 and ARM down 1.10. All right, that's the laggards there. Now, let's look at the sectors, the guts of the market. Leading the pack is financials. All right, Bank of America, right, is up. JP Morgan is up. Berkshire Hathaway is up. All right, so that's financials. All right, utilities up 0.24. Real estate up 0.07. Okay. The laggards, XLK down 0.04, energy down 0.09, basic materials down 0.24, and semis is the laggard today, down 0.28. All right, so kind of like balanced as far as up and down. All right, moving on to the economic calendar for today. We're finally through all the data for this week, for the major ones, okay? A lot of the majors all reported earnings. Nvidia is later this month, but everything else is reported that I'm looking at here. That's major. All right. Now, let's look at this calendar here. Today, all we have is Michigan consumer sentiment at 10 a.m. That generally moves the market. Consensus is 71, previous 70.5. Okay, that's what we're looking at today as far as that. All right, now if we want to look at earnings and just see what reported after the close yesterday was DraftKings, Arista, Block, Rivian, Unity Software, Trade Desk, Affirm, Fortinet, Pinterest, Airbnb. Now, before the open today, anything of note? Sony, NRG, that's about it. Okay, so that was earnings. Okay, get rid of that now. Alrighty, now let's look at the news. All right, so Fed cuts, singles more easing ahead. Let's see the Taiwan Semiconductors. Okay, so it says Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing reported healthy sales in October, but sales growth is slowing, suggesting demand could be easing. This is what I wanted to talk about here. It says TSMC, the world's biggest contract chipmaker, clocked stellar earnings in the September quarter as demand from the artificial intelligence sector for advanced chips remained strong. The firm also flagged an improved outlook for the coming year and robust demand. But TSMC also warned that chip demand from other sectors, especially personal computers, smartphones, and consumer electronics, was weakening. There you go. With little signs of improvement. The firm is a key component of the chip-making supply chain and the major supplier to U.S. tech giants NVIDIA and Apple. All right. All right. That's some news there. Now, what China did, let's see here if I can get what China did. All right. So it says here, in China, stocks in the yuan fell as Beijing officials unveiled a cumulative 10 trillion yuan, 1.4 trillion scheme to refinance local government debt, indicating that investors were unimpressed with the latest support measures. Okay. That is news from China. Okay. Now, we get into some upgrades, downgrades here. Let's look at upgrades. All right, Bank of America, upgrade from a neutral to a buy. Chewy, upgrade from a neutral to a buy. Domino's Pizza, hold to a buy. Home Depot, market performed to outperform. So that's why Home Depot is moving. Downgrades. Let's look at downgrades together. Bath and Body Works, downgrade it. Let's see here. Enphase Energy, downgrade it. Okay. Initiations. We have, that's nothing there to look at. All right, price target changes. Let's see if there's anything here to note. We'll go with hired first. Oh, I don't see any hired here. Sometimes this list is not great, but there's a ton of price target changes, but I don't need to harp on that. All right, I think that's going to do it. We're going to get right into the daily charts here. Give me a sec. That is not daily charts. Hold on a second. Here we go. All right, here's our daily charts. And all we've been doing is going up, right? 3 gaps up. Now, that's why I'm thinking it might be a tiny bull trap today. We'll have to see. Okay, so here we go. Gap, right? Today we are not gapping. So let's see what we do. Do we go sideways or do we maybe pull back a little bit? All right, so you can see we gap and held and pushed up, made new all-time highs. Now, right where we're at now, 596.08. So we are 596.08. Yeah, we're above the close. Whoa, good morning. This is fresh. I don't know how to say that, Bebo or Bebo, but good morning. I'm assuming you're new. Welcome to the channel. Okay, I'm assuming you're new. Good morning. All right, so we're right above the close of yesterday. All right, right above the close of yesterday. So like I said, a gap, right? Definitely a little euphoria here. I'm not going to tell you overbought means you sell it. I'm not going to say that, but it is true. Not to sell it, but like it is overbought a little bit. Okay. Let's look at the future so we can see price movements here. So you can just see boom, 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 and we're holding high price. I mean, this is bullish. Don't get me wrong. You just got a wick here. You came down, and that's where we're at right now. So futures at all-time highs at 6,013. They broke the 6,000 level for the first time. Okay. That's all good. All right, let's look at the Qs. Let's look at the Qs. All right, so Qs are all-time highs. You can see the gap, right? Made new to all-time highs at 514.33. Now, where are we at now? 513. We are right there, below the close of yesterday. Okay, but at the highs of yesterday. So nothing bearish about it. Nothing bearish about it. Okay. But like I said, what do we do today? Pull back a little bit, sideways. What do we do? Let's look at the futures. You can see the movement here. Big push up, and then we're holding those higher prices. Okay. Just have to see what we do. Okay. That's pretty much explains it. I mean, there's not much to critique right there. Right now, we're going to go over to the triple-headed monster. We'll talk about that. That's this bond market. All right. So after the Fed, yields have dropped a little bit. Now, it's still in this range, but the yields have really risen. People selling bonds. Okay. Peaked out at this resistance right almost to the tick, and then pushed back down. Fed said there's more cuts. All right. I still believe this should fall. Not sure how far. So when the cuts keep happening, right? You can see this consolidation in the past was the resistance. All right. We have to just watch this now. Okay. Watch this. All right. Let's look at that second head of that monster. That would be your dollar. Now, dollar rose up, went back down, and you can see this consolidation as well. It's kind of holding up the dollar. Now, remember, stronger dollar is not good for equities, not good for commodities generally. Okay. So we're above the 200-day moving average. You just have to watch it, right? Just have to watch it. Now, the VIX. The VIX is usually our fear gauge, but it was the hedge gauge, really. Now, that goes together sometimes, but this actually wasn't fear for election. It was just hedging. And we're back. See that VIX crush? Boom. We're back to a 14.93 VIX, right? That is not a lot of fear. The hedges came off, okay? And obviously the market went up. So VIX is kind of back to a normal state, and that will wrap that up. Okay, that wraps that up. Now we're going to move on to the main event. That's your futures analysis with your ES and your NASDAQ. Okay, that's my blueprint. Blueprint. All right, let's go over to it. All right, we'll look at structure and look at what's going on with the futures. All right. Now remember, if you're new, like Bebo or Bebo, right? If you're new, this is where we do our work here. All right, this is where we do our analysis for the long and short trades for today. Okay. All right, so we can break down yesterday. Not much to break down, and it was very muted with FOMC. Very muted. All right, so let's get right into what we did yesterday. So the market opened up right here. Only had a couple ticks of shorts. Pushed up and basically kind of just moved here and moved up and closed up here. Okay. That's what it did yesterday. Now, the profile for the week, we got that big move up, and this is all value area now. That's a pretty big value area. That doesn't help us much. Okay. But what did happen is the most traded price of the week has moved up to 59.94.75. That is right here. Okay, that is bullish. Value is matching price. The market is telling you they're accepting these higher prices. Okay, that's why I have this on my chart, right? It just confirms to me, okay, market's accepting it. It's the most traded price of the rolling week. Market's saying, hey, these prices are fair. Okay, and price is right here, that little dot. It's at 6,003 about. Okay. Now, let's break down what we're looking at here. Let's break down what we're looking at. Okay, so right off the bat, we have a very bullish imbalance to this profile. Okay, you have like thin, and then you have this bearish imbalance. Now, generally, this is not a complete auction or not a complete profile. Generally, you're going to see excess. It makes it look like a bell curve. So this is begging to be broken to the upside. Okay, got a poor high. And if we broke this down, remember, this is market profile, and all that is 30-minute bars. Okay, and if I scrunch this down a little bit, we'll get a better look at this once I scrunch it. There we go. Okay, so look at this top here. That is incomplete, boy. That's begging to get broken. Okay, begging to get broken. Okay, let's bring it back. Ooh. Okay, so we know we have that bullish imbalance to the profile. Okay, we know the price is above our most traded price of the week. So this is all bullish structure. Okay, but possibly could be a bull trap. I'll explain why. All right, now let's look at some important levels. What am I going to concentrate on? 59.94. 59.94, right? That's our most traded price of the week. Happens to be the most traded price of yesterday. What does it line up with? Overnight lows, 59.90. Overnight lows. Okay. Also, value area low is 59.87 from yesterday. Now, value area just represents 70% of the trading of the previous day. So this is the area you want to see bulls defend. Okay, if this is supportive, I'm probably going to be definitely interested in a long. Okay, and why? Because you have that big bullish imbalance to the overnight profile. Plus, you have yesterday's highs at 60.13. Okay, so that is a key week high. Okay, so that's really the playground. Okay, that's really the playground. And I feel what could possibly happen. We'll get into the scenarios in a little bit. So give me 1 second here. All right, so I'm just saying goodbye to my daughter. Um, all right, so that's what we're looking at. All right, so I think we're ready for some scenarios. Oh, pancake. You're at work, huh? I'm ready. But let's get into the scenarios, okay? We'll start with the bullish case right here. Right here, okay? And I just laid it out for you. Now, we have our week low. Just means a confluence low, means a bunch of things tied together. And this is our area, okay? And then you have the week high around 60.10 to 60.13. Now, what I would like to see, because price is here, what do we do when the market comes down here? Remember, this is just an area. It's not an exact science. So what I would like to see, okay, is a push into this area. Trap some bears here. And it could go down perfectly here, bounce off, and then you're going to break that week high and set a new high. Okay? You're going to break this big shelf here. Okay, now it could look like a bear trap here if we do all the way go down to yesterday's value area low and go boop and take over this price and then go up. That's what I'll be looking for. Okay, that's what I'll be looking for. Those I feel will go up to the highs. Now, If you happen to come all the way back down, there's a demand zone here and an unfilled gap. That's the unfilled gap. We could also come into this, and what I would feel if we did get long here, I think we're going to just do this, balance off. All right. Those are the long scenarios. Okay. Now, short side, this is what I was talking about possibly a bull trap. Okay. There's a lot of exuberance here. Gap, right? This is begging to get broken up here. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So, same thing. Here's the week high, 60.10 to 60.13, right there. Here's where bulls want to defend. Now, remember, this is inverse now. Okay. This is inverse. So, what could happen? This is where I talk about this bull trap. Now, I really want to see a lot of things happen for me to get short with this market, okay? But multitude of things can happen, okay? We can push down here, break this, and then get lower high, and start to get some weakness in the market. There you go, okay? There you go. Because you got all this volume here. Come through there. Now you're going to test the most traded price of the week and the most traded price of yesterday. A lot of volume there, okay? If you break that and you start to hold and hold in the market, internals are weak. You're going to go and at least to the top of this gap and maybe fill it. All right? I think that's at least what you could expect. Now, if this market gets cooking, there's a big demand here. So, like I said, this would be a task. All right? If you did go through this demand and held, like I said, I don't really see this big of a sell-off happening. But you could possibly land here to the last month's highs, 59.27. I don't know if that's in the cards, that much of selling. Okay? Now, what else could happen, right? So that's one, right? I think that's the most likely because you want this broken to get bulls. Oh, I'm longing, right? To trap them. I mean, you could also just come straight down here and do this as well. Okay, but that's kind of what, I mean, I have to see a lot of things because I don't like shorting all-time highs, but I feel like it's a Friday, you got the euphoria, and like I said, this is very realistic. Okay, but I really would be patient with it, real patient with it. Okay, I'm not going to try to force that. I got to see a lot of things line up for me to want to do that. All right, and it might happen quick. So let's go to the NASDAQ. Okay. Let's look at this NASDAQ together. We're at all-time highs here. And let's look at structure. All right, let's look at structure. Okay. So, NASDAQ, all right, profile doesn't tell us much. All right. Now, very interesting. The most traded price of the week has not moved up. I think it will today, but it hasn't moved up yet. So, price hasn't able to bring value up. Now, the most traded price of the week, if I want to show you it, is all the way down here. That price is 201.30. This right here has not brought price up yet. So, all right, so that's yet to happen. I believe it will. It just hasn't happened yet. Okay. Okay. So now let's talk about prices here. Now check this out, right? It's a little different of the ES, right? It's not like up coiling up in that area. Like it's weaker. Okay, remember semis. Semis are the weakest sector. Okay, so that's gonna be this is relatively weak right now to the ES. Okay, and we got right off the bat some key levels to talk about. All right, yesterday, let's see what it did. Opened up, pretty much drove up, and closed here. I mean, not much happened yesterday. Now, we have beautiful levels right here. Okay, got a big supply zone here, right here. Okay, price is here. So we have yesterday's highs, the overnight highs, right? We have the midpoint and value area low lines right up at your overnight lows. That is an area we need to watch, right? Overnight low is 211.21. Okay, but right here is the most traded price of yesterday. Right here, price is right there. Okay, price is right there. You can see the volume here. Okay, now all this is about again is this here and this here. Overnight high and real-time trading hours highs from yesterday's highs, and we have value area low, overnight low, and the midpoint, the 50% retracement of yesterday. That's holding the market right now. That's our playground. Okay, that is the playground. Now the difference in the Nasdaq is the inventory opened up here, pushed up. That's the long, and to all this short. I would say that's about 85% net short in the overnight. So there has been some correction in the overnight. Okay, I think we're ready for scenarios now. Now, I didn't put this in my chart, and I should have. There is single prints, right, which is emotional buying or selling. We're going to put them on my chart now. And you're going to see me chart this right in front of you guys. So I'm going to start up here. So these single prints, that's the open drive from yesterday's open right to here. And to me, I like to make them, I have a setting for my single prints. Right there, boom, it's the white box. I know there's singles and I can see them, but when they get farther and farther in the past, this box lets me know that I have single prints there. That's emotional buying, right? There's not a lot of volume there. Okay, so let's get into scenarios. Very similar to ES in structure of the levels, okay, but like definitely relatively weak. Okay, now start with the bull case. Okay, we know what do we got to defend? Value area low from yesterday, that's 211.42 down to 211.21. That is the overnight low and the midpoint of yesterday, 50% retracement of yesterday's move. That has been defended. That's been bought. Buyers need to defend this area. Okay. Okay. What the top side is 21263. Got a big supply zone up here. 21253. Okay. So bulls want to defend it. Bulls want to break this and make new highs. Okay. So pretty easy to see what I want to see here. Okay. If the market opens up and it's fairly strong, okay, I want to see what we do if we pull back into this area. I want to see what we do. Okay, and again, it's an area, so it can do this and then, you know, try to make its way up to make new all-time highs. New all-time highs. Now, one thing about single prints, right? Remember, this is where Alfie comes in, and if you're new, Alfie is the elephant on a stick, on a toothpick. Can a toothpick hold up an elephant? Generally, it can't, right? So this is our little toothpick here. Now, I want to preface this. There's a double-edged sword to single prints, all right? Double-edged sword to it, okay? Meaning, if the market is weak, there you go, Rosita. If the market is weak, we cut through it like a hot knife through butter. The elephant cannot be held up by a toothpick. However, this would be a bear trap. Let me show you. If we was to come down into the single prints, right? And if the market is not that weak and we do this, higher lows, that is bullish. That is a bullish sign, and I will look to go long. All right, and then you can look to go up and maybe balance off for the rest of the day or go higher. I'd say if we dip down this low, I don't know if we go up to all-time highs, we might balance, create value here, right? Those are longs for me, okay? Hope that makes sense. Single prints aren't a magic box. They're just a great tool to gauge strength and weakness, okay? Now, bear side. Now, same thing. A bear trap is possible. Bull trap, I'm sorry, is possible here. That 21263 to 21253, big supply zone here. Big. It's a pretty big supply zone. A lot of volume transpired here. Not easy to cut through, right? Not easy. So, but we do still have our weak low here, so we just inverse it, right? What do I want to see? Sellers want to break this. Sellers want to defend this weak high. Sellers want to break the weak low. Okay. So what do we want to see here? Fine. Market pushes up into this supply. I want to see how it reacts. How does it handle this big supply? It could just go in and fail and roll over. Then take out this weak low. And then if the market's weak, what happens to single prints? Right? Alfie shows up. And we rip down and we take out yesterday's lows. But big demand here. Okay. Now, the bull trap, the real one, would be if we push up into this supply. I'm going to say this ain't going to be easy. And if we manage to go, right? But let's say the market internally isn't super strong. And that's euphoric. Oh my God, new all-time highs, right? But then we get a rejection and a lower high. And we start coming back, okay? Think about everybody who's been long from all the way down. You know what? It's Friday. Let me take some profits, maybe, right? And then this could be the bull trap. And then you can float down here to this weak low, right? If the market's weak, you're going to rip down. You could hold. And then you got Alfie, the toothpick holding up the elephant. And then this market's weak. This is what you do. Wham! Right into this demand. Now, the demand, you could just go boop and bounce right up. Okay, it's a lot of demand here. I don't think we take that out. I think if anything, we come down here and we probably bounce off. All right. That's it for me, folks. That's what I see today. Hopefully that made sense. Okay. Hopefully that made sense to everybody. And hopefully, Pancake, who's at work, that's our plan, Pancake. Now, if you're at work, I don't know how you can trade. But if you do, that is the game plan. All right. That is the game plan. All right. I know Rosita loves that elephant on a stick, elephant on a toothpick. Can it hold up? Can it hold up? Right. That's our gauge. All right. That's our plan, folks. I like the plan today. I like it. Now that I got, if Bebo or Bibo is still here, Pancake, Rosita, who else is here? Right? Who else is here? Remember, new analysis comes when the market opens, so I don't know what's going to happen, right? However, I do make videos of those trades that I take, and I've dropped 4 in a row. 4 videos in a row. The largest trade, the largest winner, I just posted yesterday. Please check it out. All right, please check it out. I put it on my X at Gonzo719. I also put it on my YouTube Shorts. All right. Also on TikTok, Gonzo719 Trader. All right, please check it out. I think they're very educational. Very educational. In that particular trade, okay, there's a lot that goes into the thinking of some of those trades. So the particular trade I'm talking about, 322% winner, that day, it was the day before the election. And the market violently sold off into key levels. Actually, the lows from this move. All right. And then my thesis was no one wants to buy gold before an election. Right. And that was a beautiful long. Go check out the video. All right. Now, if you enjoyed this content, please smash the like button. Please. Smash that like button. And I'm trying to gain Bebo, not sure how to pronounce that. But if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, please do so. I'll do this every day at 8, 10 a.m. Please join me. Have a cup of coffee. Have a cup of tea. Join your boy. Give you the recap. Give you the news. Give you the leaguers and the laggards. Then give you blueprints for trades. I mean, how can you go wrong? How can you go wrong? All right. So please check out those videos I told you about. All right. Have a great weekend. Stay green. No trade to trade. and I'll see you back Monday. All right? Take it easy.